We're gathered here today to get through this thing called life. I left the word life means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you, there's something else.
My name is Dr. Erik Nabi. I'm a chiropractor, and I'm more of a movement specialist in the sense that I do a lot of rehab work and I have a very active approach to movement. So I work in a gym setting. I started my own business about 5 months ago called Form and Function Movement Lab, and we developed this hybrid clinic gym concept where I basically have a private office attached to a gym so we can load people in their native environment and see why they're having pain, whether it's with squatting, running, active movement, and then also from the therapy side we can develop their movement in a gym setting so that they can take it home or take it to their gym that they like to work out at and apply it there. So in working with Steve, we initially met because we were training together, and then I did a little event at Crunch Fitness where we worked on his lower back. He has some left lower back pain and hip tension, and it primarily has been bothering you with prolonged sitting, right? You sit and then it's hard to get up. But the big thing that I saw with him was that he really likes to use his low back instead of his hip in posture and movement. So if you look at a human being from the side, you should see that the floors of their body are all parallel to the floor of the ground. So their jawline, their rib cage, their belt, and the floor are all relatively parallel to each other. This gives you a maximum ability to engage all the way around your torso, all the way around your neck, your hips. So when I initially met Steve, he's very much this guy. He likes to open scissor the front of his body, which makes you load more of the back, and then you have consequences up and down the spine and into the hips. So for him, it's going to be learning how to create this position and then load through that big glute and hamstring instead of creating a lot of quad tension. So from there, it's just a matter of saying, what do we want to do in order to most effectively get him to feel this? It can be anything. I mean, there's hundreds of movements out there, but what does he best connect with? So we started from a very simple standpoint, doing movements off the ground and the floor to see, can we build joint movement awareness, build some hip mobility, core control, and now we're integrating it into more upright posture to say, okay, he needs to be able to feel this in daily movement positions, so let's take these concepts and put them together and load them from an upright standing position. Alright, so in your lunge, just finding the bottom lunge position, you escape tension in your hip by leaning more into the back. So you're kind of cocking this hip up instead of sitting into the hip and driving through that big glute. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on finding that neutral position. What I want you to do is sit into this hip, and you can literally take your hand, put it here, and think about pushing this hip down. Another thing that can help is bring this foot out a little wider, because now it'll help you have a little more space to feel that. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Good. And then a natural reaction to this a lot of times is to arch your back. So as you find that level position side to side with your hip, find a tuck with your core. And as soon as you do that, you load this foot, push more here, you'll feel that big glute fire. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Now, just because this foot's wide doesn't mean you have to bring that knee way out. So let's bring this foot more here and that knee straighter. There. Now put weight into that foot, get those toes down. And then tuck from here. Good, tuck, tuck, tuck. Now load that foot. Did that change things?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so just sit here and feel this. Okay? Just sit here and feel this, and just feel what it's like to load that glute instead of dumping the hip so that your back's taking it. Rather than pushing your pelvis forward, get the pelvis under you. Come here more. Good. Don't let me pull your knee. Good. There it is. We're getting closer there. Don't let me pull. Fight me. Good. And then put more weight into that left foot. Good. You starting to feel this connection more? Good. Good, 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 good. Beautiful. Now take a break for a second. Now if we take this and put it here, you can use your hand for a little assistance. So you can use the pressure through that hand and the drive through this leg to start to add a lift. Okay? So let's start with this. We'll find that glute position, and we're just going to push and lift without moving the back foot, and then come back down. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let me bring this hair back. Okay. I want this knee actually in a little more. I changed my mind about where I like it. Okay. Don't let that knee flare out like this. Keep it centered. So push that knee that way a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Put more weight into this foot. You should feel a ton here. That's it. Good. And then come back down. Same thing. Good. Keep this foot nice and straight. Don't let it fade this way. Do the same thing. Drive from here. Good. Good, good, good. The whole time you're thinking all the work happens here and not in your back. Okay, take a walk for a second. This is not going to be a high rep type of exercise because it's going to be really demanding. What you start to feel is that hip control. More and more of that hip control.
Feeling it here.
Do you feel it in your back?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Good. Good. Let's see how the other side does. All right. So, we have to find this position first. Honestly, this looks a lot better. Yeah. Good. Load that foot up a little bit. Good. Much easier on this side to find, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, same thing as before, keeping the tension here, drive into the left hand and the right foot to lift. Good. And then come back down. Focus right here. Beautiful. Do that again. Good. Good. Go ahead. Good. Let's do 2 more. Do a set of 5. Awesome. It's kind of wild, isn't it?
Could that be years of favoring this knee?
Yeah. I mean, the story is probably confounded by multiple factors. So maybe you favor the knee, maybe you already had a predisposition to not using this glute and cheating with this back to begin with. Who knows? I mean, it's probably a combination of things. But that was a pretty big difference. You found that you click that in right away on the right side. The left side, it's like kind of trying to find it and then fatigues quickly. Now we can work on this from the bottom up like this and from the top down. So from the bottom up, we're trying to find our solid bottom position and then drive up without kicking that hip, right? From the top down, we can go into a split and then say, okay, we're going to line our feet up well. Okay, I'm going to keep this tibia shin angle relatively perpendicular to the ground, and then I'm going to try to line up. I'll actually switch it so you can see on the camera later. I'm going to try to extend through the toes and get my knee, hip, and shoulder all lined up. So I have to really squeeze my glute to drive. I have to get it open through the front of the hip, and then this is my balance leg.
And that's
Yeah.
just being the balance.
So let's see what it looks like this way, and let's see what it looks like the other way. So if you're here, start to drop this knee, let it bend. Get extension through these toes. Good. I might step that foot forward more. Good. And then come on up from there. Good.
Keeping all the pressure here.
Yeah, come on down. You're going to have 50-50 weight distribution. Good. Pause there. Pause there. Tuck and drive with this glute. You're pressing strong through that big toe, getting good extension through the toes. You might feel some stretch here.
Yep.
Yep. but this is it. So building this from the top down, you can feel what's supposed to happen here. So this would be sinking into it. Now, what if you straighten this knee? Straighten it all the way. Good. And then drive through the toes to extend them. Good. Now you really have to squeeze back here and open this. So we can take a basic lunge position and start really applying all these mechanics in different ways. You can relax the heel down and then drive through the big toe. Drive, 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 drive. Lift and straighten the knee at the same time. Big work here. Yeah? Good. Good. So you can kind of isolate different joints. There's more ankle. Now we bend the knee. Now we can focus more on that glute drive and opening the hip. Good, take a break. But you know just from personal training, when you give somebody a rep and a set scheme for any kind of lunges or squats, they will do anything to cheat through the set scheme. You know what I mean? They're just trying to move the weight and get it done. But taking the time to own these positions and really feel what's supposed to happen in them is murder. Absolute murder.
Oh, I'm feeling it.
Let's do the same thing but flip this way so we can see this leg and then you can have video to compare later.
Put your hand right there.
Feel it?
Put your hand right there. Did you feel that?
Yeah. Now, these feet aren't lined up, so let's get this foot straight. I don't care if you bring it out or in, but you need to be there. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to make it a hell of a lot harder. Good. Rotate this way. There. And then drive through the big toe. Big toe, big toe, big toe, big toe. Squeeze that glute. Squeeze that glute. Squeeze that glute. Do you see why the left side you have back pain on, the right side you don't? This is crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Don't let me pull you here. Don't let me pull you. Drive this hip through. Good. Square yourself. Good. I'm just trying to get you straight because this foot's still flared out. There we go. Now we're talking. Squeeze that glute. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Good. Now let's straighten this knee and let's focus on this ankle drive. Drive through the ankle, extend the toes, and straighten that knee. Good. Squeeze that glute. Straight, 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 straight. That's it. Good. And then come back down. Do it again. Drive through that big toe. Drive, 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 drive. Good. Straighten this knee. Squeeze here and straighten this knee. Good. Just use all these muscles back here. Hamstrings really engaged. Good. Beautiful. Now keep this. Let the knee bend. Let it bend, 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 bend.
Pop.
Yeah.
See, that's, I think, part of my, when it comes to this knee, that tendon or whatever that is right there, every time I extend,
You can feel it.
feel it, and it actually hurts.
Now, the question becomes, is that a structural issue or a functional issue? Most things are kind of both, but a lot of pain and problems come from the functional side. Because that quad is super tight, this is super shaky on that left side. So this is a good spot where we can say, let's do some soft tissue work, and then come back and let's see how it goes. Now all you're gonna do is you're gonna go extend and then flex. And I'm just gonna do some soft tissue work with this there. you go anywhere. We're going to go here. We're just going to go knee flexion and a little bit of flexion. You okay?
Yep.
So knee flexion, hip extension. So the idea behind this is going to be, if we do a little soft tissue work, we'll develop a window of mobility that we can train. And we can see, can this improve how you perform that exercise? Will it improve the pain and the clicking, popping in the knee? For a lot of people it does. But then we'll know how you can approach this, so you could take that foam roller and you could roll the side of your leg before you do the exercise, and that'll mimic what I'm doing with you now. Alright, now let's go back out there. You're going to go into a lunge like this, and then you're going to find that nice hip position, and I want you to lift your foot off the roller without arching your back. So it's all going to be hamstring and glutes. Okay. If the roller's too high, we can do it off the ground, but it just gives us a little bit of an advantage. A little more contraction out of that hamstring. Yeah, you're good. Keeping that tuck. Lift that foot up. Contract that hamstring. Good. Feel that bad boy working? Good. Good. So that's 3. Let's just do 10. Just like that. Good. And slow, controlled contractions. So if you look on like Instagram or YouTube, like this is more of like that FRC stuff, functional range conditioning, where you take joints, you lock them into a certain position, and then you work on an open chain movement where you open some joint control. Yeah, I don't know what number I'm on, but whatever feels like 10. Yeah, let's do one more, we'll take a break. Good, awesome. Now we're already in the position. I'm going to steal this roller from you. Tuck those toes, and then come on all the way up. Let's look at what that lunge isometric looks like.
You mean here?
Yeah. Good, strong through those toes. Good, tucking and squeezing that glute. How's this feel compared to before?
Feels better.
Good.
Still shaking, but
Yeah. Good. Now, I want you to get your pelvis square to that wall. Your toes are facing that wall. So pelvis to rotate, 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 rotate. There you go. Good. Good, good, good. Beautiful. Add a little bit of a lift, driving up, drive up, and then slowly come back down. Good. Good. Go up. Good. Come back down. Good. Let's do one more. Good. Good. Take a break. So the muscles you use to take your hips and put them in a solid position here are the same muscles in here that you use for this press up. Okay? So we should have pre-tested this on the camera. We didn't, but you already said it's hard to go into that. Let's see what that hip rotation and hinge looks like from the seated position. Let's see how that looks on that left side.
this side.
Yeah.
It's still like fat rolls here.
Do a few of these.
Normally I wouldn't be, like I said, be able to get right in that position and do it.
And as you do this, feel here, this glute into this inside hamstring. Do a few reps and just feel that, and then we can go back to the lunge, and you'll feel how that connection is a big piece. So the reason this is never easy when you're cold is because it's not automatically happening during the day. You have to kind of turn it on, and when you're not focusing on it, it's not there. You go back to patterns that you're more familiar with using your back. So I think the integration piece, you're strong, you're good at figuring out exercises, but the integration piece, for most people, is. Now go back to your lunge, the one where you're on the ground. Step this leg through, yeah,
Oh, you
leg
mean
forward. Yeah, just
this?
like that. Yes, and you're gonna go into an upright lunge. Yeah.
Okay, you want
Yeah.
the actual lunge line.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that stretch. Okay.
Now I want you to find this pelvic positioning. So right now, this is everything we don't want it to be. The knees all the way out, this hip's cocked. Okay. Bring this foot in. Yeah, there we go. Try to bring this knee more. Yeah, don't let it splay out. So in other words, I want you to think of this knee coming straight out instead of going this way. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now from there, you're going to load this foot, tuck this pelvis, tuck. Think about this butt bone going under. Okay. Did you feel that connection there?
Feel it.
Good. If you take this hand and put it here, push with this hand and don't let your knee move. You'll feel it more. Yeah. That's that same connection we're looking for. Good. Yeah. That's it. Use that big toe.
Oh man.
Good work.
I always feel like it's a workout.
Yeah. It is, because I'm going to put you in positions you can't cheat in. And we all cheat. Doesn't matter how experienced you are, how strong you are. Doesn't matter how long I've been doing this with people, I still cheat. I need someone to correct me. So one of the strength coaches that is really experienced, he'll work with me and he'll just point things out and be like, you need to fix that, don't let that knee cave. But yeah, everybody needs it. So we all need our little humble pie.
I'm sweating. I feel like, because I've been putting my mind together with it.
So one thing to think about, and this is something that's common, is when I say tuck, I mean rotate your pelvis. But what you're wanting to do is translate your pelvis. So I say tuck, you do this, what I really want is this. So when you tuck, you should feel tension develop in the front of your opposite hip, and you should feel more engagement through this move. It's almost like taking your hand, grabbing your butt here, and shoving it under. Yeah. Okay. Put that kind of your foot in a position where you can load into it. Yeah. So you should feel tension generate here. Good. And then leg drive generate here. Yeah. Good. That's why I make sure you can feel that well. Yeah, so now things are going to get more demanding, but they're going to get more real life. So the big take home is I think we've got the right idea with some of this stuff. This core control is a big thing, hip mobility. The more mobile your hips are, the less your back has to take the load. But taking these little exercises that we've done, these correctives, and putting it together into something that looks more representative of your real life movement is the key, and I want to know how your symptoms respond from this. Because the better you get at doing something like this is, you know, getting in and out of a chair. This is standing during the day and feeling what your hips are supposed to do with your feet on the ground.
I just completed another session with Dr. Erik Nabi. This is actually the fourth session that we've done, and it is a workout in and of itself. I mean, the things that he has me do, and getting my mind focused on actually concentrating instead of just doing a movement. So like you see in the video, instead of just doing a lunge, actually concentrated on triggering certain muscles, so that mind-muscle connection. So it's a workout. I'm sweating and everything, but it is very, very good, and it's been very, very, very beneficial. So we'll probably be filming every single one. Next time I see him is in another 3 weeks. So he leaves me well enough alone in the aspect of I can do these exercises on my own, but he actually just wants to see the progression. So we'll continue to meet up, and I'll continue to have videos, and we'll continue to do this so that you can learn as much as I'm learning on how to fix certain issues, well, at least the issues that I have, especially I guess apparently with my hip and things that's triggering down to my knee as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share with other people.